Hey, Noble One, so it seems like we've got more news about Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. And it's good news, right? Right? I've already made a video about the first impression, first looks, the first images and what I thought about it, but today we've got this. So we are reading from this website and the title is Everything We Know About Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. The star-studded cast includes Matt Damon, Tom Holland and Zendaya. I don't know who that is, but for a story that is nearly 3,000 years old, you'd think there wouldn't be much mystery surrounding Homer's The Odyssey. Already this statement, the older it is, the more mystery there is about it. By the way, it's the opposite logic, but yeah. But true to form for director Christopher Nolan, his upcoming project based on the Greek epic is already one of Hollywood's most anticipated releases. I don't know about that, even though it's still over a year away. While details remain scarce, there are a few things we do know. Alright. For starters, there is the basic plot. Spoiler warning, even though you have had plenty of time to read it by now, the Odyssey is a classic epic poem that follows the journey of Odysseus, king of Ithaca. And I think it's like, in Greek it's like Ithaca. I don't know, if you're Greek, let me know. As he struggles to return home after the Trojan War. You can read more about the Trojan War in the Iliad. You could also get the Hollywood Cliff Notes version by watching it. I don't know why this made me laugh. You can know more about it by, usually it's like clicking the link in the description. In this case, read the full Iliad. Along the way, Odysseus faces many challenges, including deadly encounters with mythical creatures, gods, and temptations that delay his return for 10 years. Even with all that time, Odysseus is on a time crunch to get home and reunite with his family before his wife, Penelope, is forced to remarry. The Odyssey is a story that has been retold countless times in literature and on screen. The few details we do have, combined with Nolan's film canon, suggest that the upcoming version will be a blockbuster like no other. No, mate, what we know up to this point is that it looks horrible. Now, whether my mind will be blown and then the end product will be like, oh, you know what, it was teasing. It's actually great. I hope so, but we'll see. Here is what we know as far as okay. The film will be primarily shot in Morocco and Sicily. Hey, I appreciate this part. I appreciate that they're showing my land. Alright, so is it true that Sicily should be involved in the representation of the Iliad? I'm going to say yes. In fact, book 10 begins with Odysseus landing on the Aeolian island, the homeland of Aeolus, the Lord of the Winds, who gives Ulysses the bag with the winds. The identification of Favignana with the island of goats was suggested by Butler, but at its root, the name of the archipelago, Egadi, actually means in Greek of goats, pertaining to goats, and Polyphemus, the Cyclops, is placed by all classical traditions in Sicily. Do keep in mind that the places of the Odyssey should be understood in a fantastic dimension, but undoubtedly with real parallels that probably arose later, with retroactive identification made by the classics themselves. So yes, Sicily, great choice. Let's have a look at this cast, shall we? And then we can try and imagine what roles they're going to play. So Matt Damon is Odysseus. Tom Holland is going to be Telemachus, his son. I honestly would love it to see actual Greek actors. That's something I would love to see, to be honest. But I don't know, is there like any ultra famous Greek actor? Because I understand they need stars because they need to sell. I get that. Just a question. Are there any Greek actors that could be actually employed for Greek roles? I think that would be nice. Lupita. All right. So clearly black actor. Now, if they can come up, I don't remember a black character in the Iliad. For instance, just to give you an idea of how I stand for these things. If they are setting a movie in ancient Greece and they want to cast a black actor, then a character like Memnon would be fantastic, because we know that Memnon was an African, a warrior, in fact, a hero. For that, we absolutely need a black actor. But in the Iliad, what is she going to play? I'm a little confused. So, if this is a situation where there is a character who could be African, or maybe during the trips they show a section of the journey where Odysseus ends up in a land where there could absolutely be plausible to see a black person, then I have no problems with it. I'm like, yeah, great, that's fantastic. What I'm afraid that people might do is that they take a character that we know was not black and just cast a black actor for it. If they do that, I'll be against it. So it's kind of a case by case, really. Then we have Samantha Morton. We've got Mia Goth. I haven't got a clue who that is. And this guy. I am curious to see a Colombian in the Odyssey. That's another thing that I am a little confused to see. Charlize Theron. She looks a little Nordic. I mean, some Greeks are blonde though, with blue eyes, so I guess. Once again, it depends on the character they choose. And then Zendaya, Robert Pattinson. Of course, they put the vampire in it. And there you go. So, by the looks of it, And I could be wrong, I'm happy to be corrected, but by the looks of it, it looks like they're trying to make the cast as inclusive as possible. Now, I don't have a problem with inclusive casts. I'm very happy to see people from all different ethnic backgrounds to be shown on screen. The only thing I have a problem with is when you choose a setting where such diversity wouldn't really work. But as I say, before I can completely point the finger and say, this is nonsense, why did they cast this actor, I need to see the roles. Keeping an open mind, because if they can justify the roles historically, but then again, I don't know how they're gonna do it with some of these people, but we'll see. But only 2 roles have been officially revealed exactly, so Telemachus and Odysseus, so we don't really know. Nolan is choosing to stay as true to the source material as possible. Well, this kind of contrasts with the casting then, unless there is something I'm missing. Even if some of the locations in the epic are mythical, according to Variety, part of the film will be filmed in Sicily, which according to scholars was a location for Odysseus. I'll come back and comment on that. Wandering in the epic composed by Homer around 8th century BC. Some of the specific sites include the volcanic Aeolian Islands, Isole Eolie, as well as Favignana, sometimes referred to as Goat Island, a picturesque island part of the Egadian archipelago located off Sicily's northwest coast. Yes, and I do confirm that it's very picturesque. Variety also listed Morocco and the United Kingdom as shooting locations. United Kingdom! Are they gonna pretend it's something else, I imagine? Because I know people do that a lot. Like The Lord of the Rings was partly shot in New Zealand, but it wasn't supposed to be New Zealand, so a forest is a forest, I suppose. But I wonder how they're gonna, like, why this choice would... I don't see Greece anywhere here. I understand that he's trying to return to Greece, but at one point, Damon, Nolan and Zendaya were spotted filming on the rocky shores of Favignana in late March. Zendaya, who according to page 6 is playing the goddess Athena. Aha, wait. She does not look like Athena. But then again, they didn't go with the African Athena conspiracy, which is baseless, by the way. It doesn't make me racist, I'm just stating the truth. Just like it would be baseless to say that the Zulu gods were European in nature, because whatever, that's nonsense. But this would be nonsense too. This is nonsense as well. But we know that this has been pushed. This is supposed to be Achilles, this is supposed to be Zeus. And on Reddit, they say that they're gonna cast Kenya's Lupita Nyong as Athena. Which one is it? We don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me because already in this show about Achilles, they did represent Athena as African, meaning black African. And of course, this is Achilles, even though he's described as having blonde hair. Not only his hair is not blonde, but he doesn't have hair. So there is that. I've already talked about this a few years ago. I don't need to go back. All I'm saying is, if Nolan is stating that he's sticking to the source material, wants to be as true as possible to the source material, then you should represent them as Greeks and Mediterranean people. And if you want to be inclusive and diverse in your cast, again, nothing against it, you should choose roles that make historical sense or mythological sense. I personally wouldn't disrespect African or Asian deities by representing them with white people. That's not how they imagine them, so it's disrespectful to their culture. Likewise, I wouldn't do it to Western and Mediterranean cultures either. Damon was seen sporting a beard and worn brown linen pants. Right, Matt Damon seen filming on the set of Odyssey in Italy, yes. Nolan's love of IMAX cameras and pushing the technology to the next level has been documented across his body of work, including the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Interstellar was fun, Dunkirk, and his most recent work, Oppenheimer. Yeah, Oppenheimer was a pretty good watch, although a little heavy towards the middle. According to the Motion Pictures Association, Nolan and his longtime collaborator, cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema, are deploying new IMAX film cameras that are reportedly 30% quieter and lighter thanks to carbon fiber construction. Yeah, I don't particularly care about that. The trailer is expected to drop this summer. This I'm looking forward to, and I'll absolutely do a reaction. There is no footage from the film yet, nor is there a trailer. Don't believe any of the AI spliced trailers you might find on YouTube right now. Yeah, I hate those. If there is one thing that really pisses me off, are the fake AI trailers. They just piss me off. But remove the AI for a moment, unless people are just doing it for fun. They're like, hey, let's just make a trailer, like a fan-made, and they tell you it's fan-made at the beginning, and they make it known on the thumbnail and title, then I have no problems with it. Have fun with it. But oftentimes that's not how it works. They clickbait you into thinking that that's the original, or even write official when it's not, which is honestly false advertisement, and that actually enrages me. According to World of Real, a trailer for the Odyssey is now expected to drop in July. I'm looking forward to that, which will be in line with previous Nolan's releases, with trailers arriving a year ahead of the film's release. The most likely movie to have a trailer, or at least a teaser trailer, for the Odyssey would be Jurassic World Rebirth. Alright. And it will premiere on July 17th, 2026, so that's when they actually finish the movie. Universal hasn't shared much beyond the initial announcement published via X on December 23rd, 2024. Christopher Nolan's next film, The Odyssey, is a mythic action epic shot across the world using brand new IMAX film technology. I hope it's not going to be bland. That's what I'm hoping. Because here's the thing. For what we have seen so far, it does look bland. It looks horribly bland. There are no colors. Here a little bit of red here and there, but mostly, as you see, it looks very bland. I don't see the bright... Look at this. What the heck is this? And that's my problem. Ancient Greece, and even more so, Mycenaeans, but even Minoans, Crete, the entirety of the Mediterranean world was such a beautifully colorful cluster of cultures. And I just hope that they don't go with a classic, everything is grey and brown. But for what I can see up to this point, unfortunately, I think that's exactly where we are going. And as I was showing, looking at this image here, the armor would be incredible if they did it historically accurate, because it looks fantasy. It is so awesome, the historically accurate Mycenaean armor, that it looks as good as fantasy. That's a crazy aspect of it. I mean, look at this. Look at this. And imagine the glittering, polished bronze. Oh my gosh. That would be fantastic. And they're not going to do it, are they? They're not going to do it. When it comes to this, I really hope that I'm going to be proven wrong. Like I really do. I seriously do. I hope that we will see yellows and blues and bright colors and gorgeous, historically accurate armor and fantastic clothing and people represented the way they're supposed to be. And I even hope that they blow my mind. They manage to put people of all ethnicities, make it very diverse, and justify everything historically. Then I'll be like, wow, I didn't think it that way. I doubt it, because I know my way around this period. And I also know what we're dealing with when it comes to Hollywood productions and what they are expected to show, which they do at the expense of the historical truth. But hey, I'm always open-minded. If they can prove me wrong, and I'm like, you know what, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that character. I didn't think about that specific historical context. Then I have no problems with it. Then I embrace it. I'm glad to see it. But I don't know why. I kind of doubt that's gonna happen, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I'm getting a little on the pessimistic side here. Anyways, let me know what you think about the casting. Let me know what you think about this movie. Are you looking forward to it? I'm not, like at all, for what I've seen so far, but we'll see. I'll definitely make a trailer reaction. For now, just a short video today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.